Welcome back, everybody. I'm Andy,
I'm Aiden.
and we are As Father and Son. Man, it has been a minute since we've been able to record a video. We are glad to be back.
It has been a minute, but now we're gonna win it.
Yes, there you go.
I'm proud of that rhyme.
I like it.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is where we've been. I'm a drum teacher, and when everything got locked down because of the pandemic, I had to start recording video lessons for my students. And so that's what I've been doing, is recording video lessons. By the way, if you are a drummer and you're interested in drum lessons, I'm going to put a link in the description of the video to the kungfukickdrum.vhx.tv, and you can subscribe there for $50 a month. It's unlimited drum lessons, and also have a YouTube channel, so I'll put the link to that as well if you're interested. I know what you were doing behind my head. Well, now I do. I didn't while you were doing it, but now I know. And you're fired.
I've seen it before on TV.
You're fired.
I've seen it before on TV shows. I thought it'd be funny.
It was pretty funny.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Usually on As Father and Son, we talk about Star Wars. Sometimes we talk about DC. Sometimes we talk about Marvel. And that's what we're talking about today, is the show Wandavision. We really like what's going on there, and we have some theories, especially this guy's got a really cool theory we wanted to share with you guys. And man, please comment down in the comments and let us know. That's where you comment, isn't it? Isn't in the comments? You comment in the comments?
Last I checked.
Okay, so comment in the comments and let us know what you guys think too. We'd love to hear your theories and hear what you guys think about WandaVision. So, without further ado, I will hand it over to Mr. Aiden to share his amazing, fantastic theory.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. My theory is that this whole shebangy is all been helmed by the evil robot Ultron.
Yes.
Yes, as you can see, I wrote Return of Ultron specifically. Now, to start my theory off, he never died. In my mind, I believe that Age of Ultron, it did not show us everything at the end. It did not show us what they were planning to do. In my head, I'm thinking that the fact that, yes, they burned Ultron out of the internet. Yes, they supposedly destroyed all the robots. But it is quite possible that, that's not grammatically correct, it's quite very possible, I don't care, that Ultron has been living in Vision's head since the very beginning. Because Ultron had already uploaded himself into Vision by the time that Hawkeye took Vision to Bruce and Tony Stark in Age of Ultron.
Okay, I want to jump in here. So, what percentage was the upload on the Cradle in Age of Ultron?
86%. I believe.
86. So 86% of
Don't quote me on that.
Ultron was uploaded into Vision at that time, right? When they pulled the plug.
At the time.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, continue.
So, given that, even though Bruce and Tony said that, well, Tony did. Well, even though Tony said that Jarvis's mainframe would be able to beat Ultron's, sure, he did. He got the majority. That's why Paul Bettany's in the suit and not James Spader. However, I believe that even though his mainframe was able to beat Ultron's, it doesn't mean it was able to completely extinguish Ultron's programming. So, I believe that he's been inside Vision, growing his programming, and even if not that, he's still been inside Vision. He planted himself inside it. Because, remember, at the end of Age of Ultron, the last conversation Vision had with Ultron said, "You were supposed to be the last," referring to the last one of Ultron's self. Now, also, here's the thing. We never actually saw Vision destroy Ultron. We just saw a big flash of light. That was it. I could be reading into that, but I do think that's kind of interesting.
So yes, we're to assume that Ultron was completely wiped out.
It was completely destroyed.
But it is possible. Yes, go ahead.
However, get this. Why do you, folks, think that Rhodey was shot down in the Civil War by Vision? Because Vision was supposed to shoot Falcon, but he shot Rhodey instead. Why do you think that Vision had trouble phasing in Infinity War when Corvus Glaive stabbed him in the back?
True.
I believe that both of those instances were Ultron trying to get revenge on Vision and Tony and everybody. And now this is the fulfillment of his vengeance. So I also believe that this whole thing could... I mean, I'm not exactly sure that Ultron himself is now behind the ordeal of Westview itself. However, I do believe he has a hand in it somehow. He has a hand in something.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, I believe that Ultron could definitely still be around, and he could definitely have his hand in this somehow. We also think it's fascinating that in Spider-Man Far From Home, Homecoming. In Spider-Man Homecoming,
get it right.
The scene where Peter Parker is trapped in the
in the truck.
He's trapped
damage control.
Yeah, in the damage control center, and he's trapped in the truck, and he's emptying out the bag. He pulls out what looks to be Ultron's head. With the red lights on, so it's very possible that Ultron could still be around. And if you've watched Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which we highly recommend, there's only 2 seasons of that. There's definitely a chance that Ultron could still be around.
Because in the comics, Ultron is a master at coming back.
Yes, he comes back and comes back.
Even if somebody else rebuilds him, which brings me to my next point. Director Hayward.
Yes.
That guy's fishy. And
he's way
think
fishy.
That the reason that he is tracking Vision, the reason that he wants Vision so much is for his body, not for himself. Because they didn't help him when he was coming out and getting ripped apart by the Westview. So I think he wants his body. It's very possible he could be trying to either recreate Ultron, or if Ultron has already been in Vision's head, he could upload himself into the Sword mainframe, thus fulfilling his return.
Yes, and also I think it's interesting too, and this has been in the back of my head ever since they showed that scene where Wanda supposedly breaks in and steals Vision's body, right? That might not even be Wanda.
I agree with that.
There's something fishy about that scene too that I don't think they revealed all that's going on.
Because notice as they were showing the cameras, as they were showing Wanda, walking through hallway after hallway after hallway, each camera was going offline, 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 offline. Now, 9 times out of 10 in the movies or TV shows, when something like that happens, it means that whatever is portrayed in the camera is false. It means it was either forged or just is not what it seems at all. So it's very possible somebody could have shifted into Wanda.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to let you take that because
shape-shifting. So we also I personally think that the Skrulls are involved in this thing. Personally, I think Pietro is a Skrull. I think that's the reason that he knew, because if you go back to episode 6, that's the most recent one, right? So if you go back to episode 6 and you watch, Pietro knew that Vision had died, and in the movies, in chronological order, in the movies, Pietro should not know that Vision died. He should not know that.
He passed in Age of Ultron, while Vision passed in Infinity War, which was, I believe, 3 years later. However, speaking of that whole Halloween scene, there is a scene in it, and that we feel I feel this is necessary to bring up, where the camera pans very close up to a spider. Then immediately after that proceeds this inflatable with these eyes that look very resemblant of Spider-Man's eyes. Now we know that Spider-Man 3, starring Tom Holland again, is going to it seems like it's going to deal with the multiverse in some way, considering the actors it's bringing back to portray the villains. So it's very possible that could be an Easter egg toward that. However, pertaining to the Ultron theory, the inflatable also kind of looks similar to a certain picture in a comic book where Ultron returned or revealed himself in some way, and it was like this metal cylinder, kind of similar to that inflatable balloon thing that we saw in the Halloween thing. So that also could be an indication of Ultron. But there are many theories pertaining to that scene.
Yes, exactly. And speaking of Spider-Man, we've also seen at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home that the Skrulls are working with Sword right now. So it's very possible that Skrulls could be involved now in WandaVision. So that'll be interesting to see if they are. Continue.
He believes, real quick about the Pietro thing, he believes Pietro is a Skrull. I believe he is Nightmare. I believe it's very possible that Nightmare could be responsible for Westview, and Ultron could be behind whatever's going on with Hayward and Sword and stuff. It's very possible Ultron has already gotten to the servers via Vision. And here's the thing that I've not seen a lot of people mention. Get this. Vision's body was floating around the place for 5 years. There's a 5-year time gap between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yes.
And he died in Infinity War. We don't know what happened to him in the 5-year span between that and Endgame.
Yes.
And WandaVision is only 3 weeks, I believe.
Yeah,
after
that's a long time for people to be messing with Vision.
Many quotes in Age of Ultron make me believe that, from Ultron himself, make me believe that he is still living. One of them being, here's the deal, that he also could be behind Westview itself. There's a theory about that, is the fact that in Age of Ultron, he told Wanda and Pietro themselves that children, pertaining to humanity, were designed to supplant them to help them end. Now, I believe that relates to the fact that Wanda and Vision have had children now, who are probably designed to supplant them to help them end. So technically what Ultron would be doing by that is he would be fulfilling what he said to Wanda by doing that in the most ironic way possible, because Ultron likely wants revenge against Wanda and Vision, because Tony Stark is already passed, Captain America's just old, and so I feel like these are the two main people he would want revenge on. And Ultron knows everything about Wanda and Vision.
Yeah.
And he's been in the servers. That's how he could do the sitcoms.
Yes.
It's because he knows about that. He knows about everything about humanity.
Oh, you haven't mentioned that to me before,
No,
but that's very interesting.
He knows everything about humanity, so that's why he could do the sitcoms.
Yes.
And their respective eras.
Oh, that's very good.
I have a theory that it's possible Wanda could be a new Jocasta for him, because in the comics there was a android type thing that he created to be his quote-unquote wife. It's possible that it's Ultron, the whole goal of this is for Ultron to transport Wanda's mind into this Jocasta, making him his kind of android wife. Which is weird, but it's comic book. There's a lot of weird stuff in comic books. And also, that something to back that up is the fact that he specifically kidnapped Black Widow in Age of Ultron, and he really didn't care about capturing any of the other Avengers. He specifically captured Black Widow and let her live. Now, if he was so concerned about the Avengers being destroyed, it is kind of curious to me why he would let Black Widow live. And certain things he said to her in that scene do make me believe that he had kind of almost this sick and twisted romance toward her, which makes me believe that he could very well have wanted to turn her into a Jocasta after the meteor had struck.
Okay, also to your Ultron theory, that we noticed something recently, that in the title screenshot for WandaVision,
This one made me freak out.
yeah, there are actually 2 letters that are highlighted, and those 2 letters are A and I, which is artificial intelligence, which could very well be Ultron. All right, that does it for our theories about WandaVision. We'd love to know what your theories are and what you think about this Ultron theory, so please let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please remember to go in the description if you are interested in any drum lessons. And we'll be back soon with more stuff. So until the next time, McClunky.